I'll be talking about the management of the hard cataract. So, when you're dealing with the hard brown cataracts like this, virtually every step of the surgery is difficult because these kind of eyes are associated with a number of ocular comorbidities like absence or near absence of the reflex, obscuring the intraoperative visibility, compromised endothelium, zonular weakness, and as the lens is thicker, you get reduced working space. And sometimes you see a calcified capsule like this that can give you a really tough time in the operation theater. But there's nothing to get disheartened of. As they say, know your enemy and know yourself, and you can fight 100 battles without disaster. So the first step to the successful surgery is a thorough preoperative evaluation. Look for the pupillary dilatation, zonular weakness, do specular to see if the endothelium allows you to do phacoemulsification. And in most of these patients, as the media is hazy, so before proceeding in for the surgery, always do B scan. Now, having a surgical strategy in place is essential to minimize the risk factors. So keep your aids ready, whatever you're comfortable with: capsular tension ring, capsular support hooks, iris hooks, visco-dispersive devices, and trypan blue dye. So it's essential to have good tools, but it is also essential that the tools should be used in the right way. So know your tools well and when and how to use them. So this is from where I will start my presentation. So this, if you want to break the nucleus, just go into the deepest area, that is the center of the nucleus, and go around 80 to 90% depth, and so that the vector forces act like this and you get a good crack in the center. So here is one such case who had almost like grade 4-5 cataract. So here we are creating a little space in the center to embed the phaco probe to almost 80 to 90% depth, and then gently separate. Too much of lateral force is to be avoided, because at this stage only you can have PC tear if you're applying too much of lateral forces. So once you you are able to get a first crack, then rotate the nucleus and similarly embed your phaco probe almost to 80 to 90% depth, and then gently separate all the leathery fibers. And just make sure before pulling out the nucleus in the center, nuclear piece in the center, just make sure that it is separated from all the sides. So there's hardly any epinuclear cushion in these kind of patients. So always keep on injecting viscoelastic or visco-dispersive device so that you push the posterior capsule back and also to protect the endothelium. And since you may encounter zonular weakness also, so just take care that your nuclear pieces are separated very well before you pull out in the center. See how black the cataract is on the posterior side. And sometimes the other problem with these patients is that there is clogging of the phaco tip because of the what we call as phaco smoke. And to avoid that, just clear the tip, check for the inflow and outflow, and then again proceed with the surgery. Otherwise, you might end up in causing wound burn. So when you're dealing with the last piece, reduce your parameters and then inject viscodispersive device again to inflate the back so that you have good working space and you don't touch the posterior capsule. There's hardly any cortical metal left and the rest of the surgery is routine. Now in this particular case, when we started the surgery, you can see the wrinkling of the capsule over here. So when we are doing the manual capsulorhexis, we realize that there is a 360-degree zonular weakness. Now, before proceeding for the further phacoemulsification, here I apply iris hooks. You can use either iris hooks or capsular hooks to support the capsular back. And once the iris hooks are in place, the next step is to insert the capsular tension ring to stabilize the capsular back further. So once your capsule is well supported with the capsular, with the iris hooks or capsular hooks and stabilized with capsular tension ring, then whether you're dealing with grade 2-3 cataract like this or grade 4-5, rest of the surgery, you can avoid complications to a great extent. So the purpose of showing this video was that you should use the iris hooks or support systems at the right stage. And if you are expecting zonular weakness like this, always try to implant 3-piece IOL rather than single-piece IOL. So here is another case where we did femtosecond laser for this almost rock hard cataract. So the beauty of the femto is that you get a very good capsular axis. Here it was somewhere around 5.5 millimeter. And femto laser is able to penetrate even in this dense cataract. So you can get a good crack. So the thing is that you need to go into the same plane that is created by the femto laser, embed the nucleus and just try to release the OBL. So the trick in femto is there is a little OBL behind the lens. Already your lens is thicker, so the capsule is already distended. So first release the OBL and then try to separate the nuclear pieces. So it's very hard and there are leathery fibers in the center. So with gentle forces, we are trying to break the nucleus, and always make, I am again emphasizing, just make sure that your nuclear piece is separate from all the sides before pulling it in the center. Otherwise, you may end up in causing zonular dialysis. See how black the cataract is there in the center. Another problem with this kind of case is that sometimes the nuclear pieces, they keep on moving here and there and get lodged behind the iris. And that might induce a little inflammation or increase in intraocular pressure later on. So once you're doing this kind of hard case, always make sure at the end of the surgery, just examine, if your pupil comes down, you can use Y manipulator to look beneath the iris if there is any piece left, and then remove it. For this hard cataract, actually you need to work on optimal parameters. And with the newer machines, you have very good phaco-fluidics. So there is hardly any surge and chamber stability is excellent. So in the past few years, actually, because of the higher end machines also, we are able to deal with such hard cataracts without causing any damage to the eye. So again, when you're dealing with this last piece, just try that you don't touch the pupil and you inject the viscodispersive device to push the PC back and to remove rest of the nuclear fragment safely. So here you reduce your parameters, put visco, and this is the last fragment that will be taking out. So there's hardly any cortical matter in this patient. There's a little central PC plaque that we decided to left behind. We'll deal with that later on with the help of Fendi arc caps. And here we are injecting a single piece lens inside the eye. So another important thing is to do the visco wash thoroughly. Spend time and remove all the visco, because we have been using viscodispersive device for these kind of patients. And if you leave the visco inside the eye, that can again induce inflammation and increase the intraocular pressure later on. So the points to remember in these kind of patient is, first, do thorough preoperative evaluation. Always protect the endothelium, plan beforehand, keep the backup ready. To avoid wound burn, check the inflow and outflow if there is any clogging. And always inject viscodispersive device when you're dealing with the last fragments and you reduce your phaco parameters also. And despite all this, if you get posterior capsular rent, the management depends upon the stage of the surgical procedure at which the PCR is detected. And post-operatively, always keep a check on the inflammation and intraocular pressure. Thank you all for the patient listening.
Thank you, Dr.